Howdy, 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 and how's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for joining me on this Sunday night. Let's see who all we got up in the house tonight. We've got Laura Waldy, Chris on the drums, Grand Theft Hoopty, Corrine C. Mona Englert is up in the house, Christian B. Mischief Managed, Lisa Robinson, Diana Johnson, Mrs. Crepitus, the pants wearer of the Crepitus household, the Journey 2020, and Sir Crepitus is in here, so you've been allowed off the leash long enough. Selena, how you doing tonight? Cy, how are you doing? Let's see who else we got up in here before we get rolling. Susie Alt, how you doing? All right. Tony Hoban, how you doing? North Georgia Mountains. All right. Oh, Rhonda McAllen, how are you doing, Rhonda? So, Ushi Burmy, how you doing? We were going to start off on, we were going to do one topic tonight. Sorry, Journey, we got to do that. We were going to start off on one topic tonight, but something else has trumped it. We're trying to just wrap our heads around it, and everybody's got their own thoughts, their own feelings. So instead of it being about one thing tonight, we're going to turn it into more of a let's talk. Let's see how everything's going. Mona, we didn't go down because they were expecting between 8 and 12 inches of snow. And Mom's like, no. Come on back next week. We'll do it for next week. There's no sense of trying to come down this weekend if you guys are going to get snowed in. And I've got to be at an appointment in the morning. So Helena, how you doing? Oh Lord, look who's up in the house. Pinche Becky is here. And Becky, let's see here. Make sure. You sent it to me in text. Becky, I got it and I looked at it. Yeah. Andrea Malloy. Carrie Ann, what are you up to, darling? Tanya, how are you doing tonight? Well, you guys know how it is. It's a Sunday night. We do it a certain way around here on a Sunday night. And Cajun Mama, howdy. So let's bring in our good friend, our brother, and member of the family here, our good old pal from Clearwater, Buffalo, New York. Clearwater Chad, how we doing, brother?
Very good, John Poe. It's great to be here. How you doing tonight?
Doing all right. Just busy as can be. So,
absolutely.
I mean, you saw by the fact I sent you the link, about 20 minutes before we were going to go live. So,
yep.
I mean, if one thing I'm consistent lately with that. So, yeah. So you got a weather report for us?
Yes, I do. It is very cold in Buffalo. It's 26 degrees. Feels like 17. 10% precip right now. The wind is at 8. And it's 70% humid, Poe.
Let me see how we'll look what we're looking at here in Detroit tonight.
Usually we're pretty similar.
Yeah, we're 21 degrees. So it was about 18, 19 degrees this morning when I woke up. So it's been a cold one, but we're doing it. Cooler by the lake. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Make sure we're not missing anybody. Pete Anderson, what is going on? And Pete says hello to Clearwater Chad. So,
hey, Peter.
So, I'm sure you heard the news by now. So, any thoughts?
Oh, about Mike?
Yeah.
I'm still processing it, John. It's just I seen it in my feed today, and I clicked on a few different sources because you know how it is when you're just kind of going through your news feed. You're like, oh, is that even real?
Yeah.
Well, it was, unfortunately, and I'm still processing it.
Sir Crepitus is the one who told me when we were talking earlier. Let's see, Journey. Yeah, I forwarded that to Mona. I sent you I thought I sent you a reply saying that it was sent. But that was forwarded, and Mona did get it. She responded that with a big thank you on that with an exclamation point on it. So it was forwarded on over to our good friend, Fat Grammy, and it seems like she's pretty happy to get it. King of all diffs, how you doing? Jersey Jan, what's going on? So I don't know. I want to know what everybody else's thoughts are on this. I certainly feel for his wife and kids. Absolutely. Um, I don't wish anyone to go out in the way that he did, to wither away because of this horrible, awful disease. Um, there was a point when, when I came into the anti-Scientology world, I was very much a fan of Mike Rinder, a big fan, and I was for a long time. And it was I mean, you should all know, just by the simple fact of when we found out he was not doing well, that he had been diagnosed with something, that I was there along with a lot of other people, and we did the fundraiser for Mike. And because truly, yes, Rhonda, he passed away. Because truly, I was, as someone who's been through and still going through treatment, I know how it feels to be that person. Um, well, Robert, I mean, yeah, it is life. I mean, I've been there on death's door many a times myself. It's sometimes, but sometimes it hits because you have someone like Mike Render, who literally was a bigger than life entity. And it wasn't until just recently that a lot of us started thinking differently of him. But we can't ignore the fact of the things that he did. And I've made that very clear from day one, that I think that he was one of the biggest driving forces in the anti-Scientology world. I and Andrea, I got to say, I echo your sentiment. I'm sorry for his family, but I wish he could have given more closure to people like Miriam. Broke my heart every day that Miriam sat there without closure, without knowing. I think that some young men lost their father and a woman lost her husband. I think this loss is enough to grieve. There you go. Think about it from this point. If we weren't looking at it from the standpoint of what happened with the Aftermath Foundation, how all that went down, and we were still carrying on. Uh, I don't know, Marjan. It's one of those things that I know that he passed, and I really wasn't. To me, I saw how he had progressed, how he had aged dramatically, lost a lot of weight. And thing is that I, along with a lot of other people, hated seeing it happen. There's no but to it. I hated seeing it happen. I hated seeing him be sick. I still had questions. In fact, I'd been in touch with Miriam. I'd been in touch with Jamie Mustard. Because after the last video that he had done, where he was saying the things that he was saying, and the impact that it was having on Miriam, the impact that it was having on Jamie, we had discussions about it. And one of the big things for me was, let's just wait. Let's just wait for right now and see what's going on. And I think that the both Jamie and Miriam were feeling the same way. I think today maybe just focus on the good he did, which is a lot considering his wife and child are devastated. And Ingrid, very good point. Um, I know I will go to HE double toothpicks for this, but I can't feel sorry for the guy considering all the evil stuff he did as head of OSA. Yeah, I mean, that's a hard line to take, Bill. People can honor the best parts of his complicated legacy by fighting Scientology. Excellent point. It is sad he passed away without making amends, with two children still in Scientology. I don't think that there's anything he could have done short of going back into Scientology. that would have made it, um, would have been able to get anything straightened out with his kids that are still in. I don't see how any of that, with the way that they came out and the attack videos they've done against him, um, and that's, and Cooler, yeah, it's very sad, but they're adults now, and they are making their decisions with it. And it's going to be everyone on how you handle things. I've talked about the fact of how my father was, um, my father was a very abusive person. No, I can't change it once it started. Um, and how there was a long time I didn't have contact with my father. The but the thing is that when he started getting sick, one of the things that was very clear to me was it wasn't making a difference to him how I felt. It didn't make a difference to him what he had done, because he refused to acknowledge what he had done, the damage he had done to me. And it was only causing me the hurt. And I forgave him, and it it yeah, it took a lot, but that's what you do. Some people can never do that. Some people can never get over the hurt. I just don't know, with what Scientology has done to his children, if they will ever be able to get over the mindset that Scientology has put in them. And yeah, it's sad. But my father, when he passed, he knew one thing about it, was that I forgave him, that I loved him. We were never going to be friends, but he was my father, and I gave him the benefit. Not everybody does that. I saw a community post on Natalie's channel about Mike Rinder's passing. Let's see, Bill, you're not going anywhere. Your feelings are valid. There you go. I keep bouncing back and forth about him. Is he a good guy or not? He was very nice to me when I met him in New York. I hate what he did to Miriam, but my heart goes out to his family. Jersey, I think that's pretty damn solid.
Yep.
Chad, what are you thinking?
Right. Yeah. I don't, I guess luckily for me, I don't really know the facts either way on what he did either way on either side. So, luckily for me, I can't really comment, but it's definitely sad for him and his family.
Yeah. And I think that in this time, and here it is, Jersey Jan comes in with another one, expressing how I'm thinking. I mean, any negatives in the legacy, um, is going to be something that his kids are going to have to deal with. All right. I just don't think coming in and hammering on him and the past at this point does anything for it. I also think that not acknowledging some of these things also is a negative. But
Right. Yep.
I think that we need to, just remember, and like I've said it even on the videos where people thought I was just absolutely hammering down on him. I still made it very clear that there are very few people that have done as much in the fight against Scientology as he has.
Yeah.
You have old schoolers like Sir Crepitus. He was in there in that fight and took major lumps, having never been in Scientology, major lumps, career challenges because of it. Aaron Smith Levin, whether you like him or not, that guy has been a juggernaut in the anti-Scientology world. Think about how many of you wouldn't be here watching the anti-Scientology content if it wasn't for Aaron. Mark and Claire Headley, no matter what you think about what happened with the Aftermath Foundation and all that, they have been a major part of it. All right. Oh no, Nora. You've got so many people, Nat Webster, all these people came together, and every one of us were touched in one way or another by Mike Rinder. I think besides his wife and children, the person who's going to take it the hardest is Leah Remini. I think that Leah truly loved Mike like a brother or a mentor, something. But I think that she truly loved him. And no matter how we feel about Leah right now, I think that we should still have condolences. So, Sucrepidus, yeah, it's hardline. I tried to think differently when he was part of the aftermath, but then what he did to Miriam reverted me back to old thoughts. Yeah, and Bill, remind me in the time when you were there during the anonymous days, was he still in Scientology, or had he come out at that point? As someone who was too young to be able to confront my abuser, and the a-hole dropped before I was an adult, it angers me. My heart right now goes out to his wife, his kids. It goes out to Miriam. The turmoil she's got to be feeling right now. Loss of a life is harder no matter how you feel about the person. Good point. Let me know how you truly feel, folks. Do not think, yeah, and the glitching is a YouTube thing. Oh, many channels have been experiencing it today. Okay. That's okay. I understand. Let's see here. Comment from Mona. Forgiveness is not focused on the person who wronged you. It's about finding peace for yourself. Damn, Mona, you good one tonight.
Yeah, very good.
Very good one, because like I said, when it came to forgiving my father, it was a matter of I just couldn't. I felt that weight was too much for me to keep carrying. And if I didn't forgive him, I wasn't going to be able to forgive myself, and I wasn't going to be able to move on. So, very good point, Mona. Chad, what you thinking?
I'm thinking, at least for myself, I respect people whether on whatever side you're on of Mike Rinder. I respect it. It's your personal feelings, and everyone has a right to feel the way that they want to feel.
Yeah. But Secreptus, you're a better man than me. I mean that forgiveness is sometimes elusive for me. I don't agree, Bill. I think that you are a better person than you think you are. I know you. I've talked to you. I've had longer conversations with you. And I think that you're a better person than you're giving yourself credit for.
I agree to that 100%.
Now, there you go. Now you got two of us that agree to it. So get over yourself, Bill. All right. Most people aren't all good or all bad, just sometimes in between. Rinder was no exception. I think that, and here's the thing, when he was in Scientology and he was running OSA, he was, to many people, he was the devil incarnate. When you hear people like Nora, when you hear people like Liz Ferris, when you hear other people talk about how they reacted when they found out Claire Headley or Mike Rinder were coming to the org that they were at, and how they were terrified. And it was nice to see him bring that same kind of motivation into the anti-Scientology world after he left Scientology. And I think that he really helped to bring it to the forefront. I think that, we all know Leah's strong, but I think that Mike's involvement with Leah and being strong for her was part of what helped her to push forward even harder with the Aftermath television show and with the Fair Gaming podcast. I think that all had a lot. I think he had a lot to do with making sure that went forward. And I give him credit where credit is due. I think that very few people have had the impact on the anti-Scientology movement that he's had. Okay. T's going live. All righty. Let's see. It will be interesting to see if anything changes over at the Aftermath Foundation. Oh, yeah, that's true. There you go. Being nice is free. Yeah, what does it hurt to be nice? What
Right.
does it honestly hurt to forgive? I mean, Mike was already out by a few years, but had not joined the fight yet. Okay. I wonder how long will it be until his children are even told? What do you mean, Bennebeck? Being told about what? There was a LA Times article from 2005 with him on a golf cart, over 21 inside photos of the gold base. Oh, I'd like to see that. Peter, if you get a link to that, definitely share it. Lori, thank you for being here. So let's see here. I'm just looking at everybody's comments. James, how's everyone doing down there faring? Parents in Eastern Kentucky had 6 inches of snow, now ice storming. Yeah, if James, where we're from is the West Liberty Salyersville area, and it's amazing how much freezing rain they get down there. It's crazy. It really is. And Couch Broccoli, how you doing tonight? Thank you for being here. Sir is a great person, and he doesn't give himself half the credit that he deserves. There you go. Now
True.
we got to stop because that head's going to swell like he got stung by a bee. He's going to be walking around that chest puffed out. I am good people. You're a teddy bear and very blessed to have Mrs. Crepitus by your side. I agree with that. He's very blessed. Most of us married way above our pay grade. Very caring person, Sir Crepitus. There you go, Ozzy. Thank you for putting that in there. He may have even been evil incarnate while in, but not sure he was not alone in holding that title. And that's why I said there's other people that were up there too. So it was Mark that brought me in back then, and I thought a lot of Mike Rinder at that time, but not now. He was never a personal friend, so my feelings are of no consequence. Your feelings are of consequence here. Your feelings are valid. Rocco said the chat is weird right after was talking about my goodness. All right, Dale. Cy, and thank you for that super chat, Cy. I have mixed feels. Also can't type on that chat. That slow mode is glitching even when waiting. Also, is there iOS membership link anywhere? I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I'm not an iOS person. I use Android and I use PC. So I don't know about iOS. So anybody that has iOS that would know, please let Cy know. Okay. I think she means his children still in Scientology. That's the thing. Couch Broccoli, that's up in the air. We don't know. We don't know if she actually is missing or if she is still in because she wants to be where she's at. I don't know. You got to remember, we're talking about a cult. And we're talking about people giving their lives to a cult. So they do things that the game is about. Okay, Skull, Chad, that's for you. But yeah, the thing is, we don't know. We do not know if his wife is actually missing or if she's hanging herself, out in some remote place and doesn't want to be talked to. So, Skull, if you're one of those 10 people that got a membership from Sir Crepitus, please let him know that you appreciate it. Anon, how you doing? Don't get me started, Dale. Okay. And if you're one of those folks that there you go, takes energy to hate, I have no time to spare. Amen, sister. If you're one of those folks that got a free membership from Mona, make sure you let Mona know. And thank you both so much. I appreciate that. Mrs. Crepitus is awesome. Nora was respectful, and I commend her for it. It's respectful to the family to give acknowledgement to the good side of a deceased person. The rest can wait. Absolutely. I wish. I can't even find one I like anymore. I wish I had one of those flip flops.
John, could I say one thing in the chat here?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Between You, John Poe, and Sir Crepitus, we have over 60 years of law enforcement seniority in the chat.
Let's see. Gonna try YouTube through your browser, not the app, to get the. Oh, okay. And Helena, how you doing tonight? Let's see. Christian, I can join on my iPad. That's, yeah, I think that's iOS. I couldn't tell you. I don't know nothing about that stuff. Let's see. My sperm donor rejected me when I tried to make contact. His loss, not my fault. I was a strong swimmer. Yeah, I mean, the fact is that no matter how we feel, folks, no matter what we do, unless a person wants to be that person, you can't make them be. It's just how it is. Okay. You can always, I mean, there wasn't hardly a day went by that I didn't hope that things would be different in that situation, that Miriam would get her answers that she's been needing so badly. And I mean, that's life, folks. Sometimes we never get the answers that we need, and it's unfortunate, but that's how it is. And so I thank you for becoming a new member. Let's see. The Aftermath show actually said in an episode, Shelly M is a true believer in LRH coming back. There you go. I mean, and honestly, I haven't gone back and watched no thanks. It's Monday lunchtime in Australia. Okay. And hey, you forgot about Jane. Jane's got 24 years.
We got to add that. So that's 60, 70, 84 years.
And your mathematical prowess is amazing.
Thank you.
He does. You've been studying something in college. They call it girl math.
I can't confirm that, Paul.
Safari doesn't support it as well. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. No, not related to him. My understanding is that Poe was an adopted name. It wasn't his actual true name. But as far as I know, no, there's no relationship. Not bad. Thanks. So Monday lunchtime here in Australia, it's too hot. Just send us some of that heat over here, Helena.
Yeah, definitely.
Lord have mercy. My toes is hurting. Link out. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Excellent. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see. There we go. Inbox. Okay, I haven't gotten it yet. We'll give it. Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. Younger, healthier. There we go. That's that pic from the 2005 LA Times article.
Oh, nice.
It doesn't even, you know what? I don't even know what to think of seeing Mike without a beard. I'm so used to seeing him with that mustache and beard. Yeah. Where is John Kessler? Chad?
John Kessler? What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know who that is.
I don't know what that means.
No idea.
Mixed feels for sure. My heart goes out to the family, but I am also sad he was not able to do more for the second gens. And, and I know a lot of people, they don't like the term second gens. Those I just call them former ends. Good Lord, it's 100 degrees there today. Wow. Lord have mercy. I don't know, Mischief. I don't know. I'm hoping that Kelp will come back and let us know. So
more information.
All right, folks. So I think we've covered that one pretty good. There's been a lot going on in this last week. A lot of different things have happened. Streets really put some information out there earlier that was really interesting. If you get a chance, it's under the film The Police LA. Becky sent me the link to it. Some very interesting facts were put out there, it would appear. Ozzy 53, it's going to be 23 degrees Celsius here in Devonport, Tasmania, and overcast. Just to say that you live in Tasmania, I think is one of the coolest things.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel so bad for you, Marjan. 59 degrees in Arizona. Lord, have mercy. Oh my gosh, it was 75 in LA today, Bill. 20 degrees in Gnomestead right now. Let me see. How are we looking there in Buffalo, Chad? Is still the same?
Still 26 degrees, still feels like 17.
Yeah, it's still 21 here. It actually looks like it's going to warm up overnight. By 7 a.m., we're supposed to be up to 24 degrees. So,
Not bad.
Looks like good stuff. Let's see. Been watching the weather all day. Tornadoes and likely snow. That's crazy. 65 in LA. Yup, I'm sure. There you go. 20 degrees in Illinois. Yeah, you guys are right there before us. Stop tagging the cool weather they're having. I'm melting over here. Come on over and visit, Helena. Come on over. We'll share some of this cold with you. 50 degrees in Washington State. 38 where Miss Sunrise is. Oregon is 49 and cloudy. From this, I know 21 degrees feels like -2. I didn't even look at what the feels like is. And Chris Mack, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for being here. So, for those of you just coming in, we were talking about the passing of Mike Rinder and how everybody feels about it. I know that I think, like everybody else, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it, and I've had a lot of mixed feelings about Mike Rinder, over the past few months as it is. But I think that, the man just passing, I think our thoughts and our comments should be, more supportive of his family. And that's, it's, it's one of those things. He's got children and his wife, and no matter how you feel about someone, just because someone loves a person you don't like doesn't mean that person's bad. Doesn't mean they're implicit in the things that person does. I mean, we've all seen people who are good-hearted people married to people that people don't like, and we've seen good-hearted people, put up with a lot of stuff. Misty, that's me. I'm sad. He done some crappy stuff, but he gone. We should focus on healing and helping his family. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Kelp. Let's see. Oh, wow. All right. We rarely get to 0 here, which is why moved here, but summers are hot. Yeah. Mike was quite a complicated character from what I've read about him. It's sad people are even going after him and his family after he's passed. I would never go after his family. They're not the ones. If I have a problem with someone, I don't make it about their family. And I can tell you, I just did a live about it last night about how it feels to have people coming after your family. Well, was it last night or night before? Can't remember. No, it was the night before. A lot of those that went to the gallows following Nuremberg were not regretful. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. So it's never black and white. People get complicated. And here's another thing. You have a right to change how you feel. You have a right to be a different person now than you were even, say, 6 months ago. All right. We all change throughout life and we all become different people. There is no way in the world I am the same person that 35 years ago when I started in law enforcement. There is no way I'm the same person that young man was. it was those 30 years plus in law enforcement that made me the man I am today. It was the traumas, the wins, the losses that made me the person that I am. It is the meeting the people that I've met over those 30 plus years shaped me into who I am. It was getting my butt kicked that taught me a lot. And I could say this from, from the fighting world, the losses teach you more than your victories ever will. T had to cancel. Oh, well, thank you, Marilee. We get your full attention because T canceled.
All
Whoa.
right.
I feel very sad for his kids, both in and out of the cult. However they felt about him, it's a hard day for them. I wish them peace. Well, we don't even know if his kids that are in even know that he's passed. Left Scientology, was harassed. Was that a good thing? He left the abuse of Scientology, refute his accusations. Here's the thing, Kelp, is that whereas this isn't about bashing Mike, people have a right to feel the way that they do. And I've made it very clear since the start of this video, and even in the times when I've called him out for the things that he's done since he's been out, that the simple thing is that I think that he is probably one of the most successful people in the fight against Scientology. And he has brought more people into that fight. There's only a handful of people who have been able to rise to that level. Him, Leah, Aaron Smith Levin, there are a few others, but he was one of those guiding forces. And I've made that very clear, even in the times when I was calling out the things that I don't like that he was doing since being out. So it's not a matter of people bashing on him. Okay. But people have a right to their feelings just like you do, Kelp. People need to stop being mean on the internet streets. That's the internet for you. That's how it is, Marjan. And, the thing is that there's a lot of people who will say things about you on the keyboard in the safety of their own home while they're nowhere near you, that would not say it to your face. We are all a culmination of our experience. Absolutely. Absolutely. None of us are the same that we were at 21 years old. Let's see. People get big huavos behind the wheel and on the internet. There you go. Yeah. Anything I put on the internet, I try to make sure it's okay to share with my grandparents. Well, the thing is most of the time I'm not going to say nothing that I'm not willing to say right to someone. And I've made it very clear. Those are words to live by. Your losses teach you more. Absolutely. And I'm not the one who came up with that. That was, during I learned that during my fighting days. And the thing is that it was people that were training me were the ones who said, look, you lost it. You're going to learn more from that loss than you ever will from a victory. And we're not saying you're trying to bash him, Bill. We're not. So don't think that. Let's see. The potato is the only one to give Chad any respect. Everyone thinks they're getting one over on Chad when he's doing a brilliant bit. They all let me down. And, Chad, what's been going on with you and the Dabbleverse?
Oh, I had a funny day. I did, what was it? I think I did a super chat to the Obnoxious John show, and we were kind of talking back and forth a little bit. And he sent all his viewers to my live chat, and been talking with him on Twitter, and I've been talking to Cardiff via text, and hopefully doing some projects in the next few months and everything. And, maybe we'll tell him about Poe on the Go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Because they're all watching.
Now, didn't you make an appearance on a live stream?
Oh, yeah. I got on the last Stutter and John show, and everyone's actually still talking about that.
That's cool. A lot of people don't realize that Chad has been doing a lot of improv, a lot of impersonational kind of stuff, a lot of parody kind of humor, and he's starting to get some respect for it. And I think it's about damn time you did.
Thank you very much, John.
So,
You've been, you've been a great help and supporter from day one. I appreciate
you're a
that.
friend. That's what friends do.
Yep.
And that's the thing is, Kelp, you need to go and look at Miriam Francis's stuff, Rage Against the Dark Arts. Look at her stuff on that. Down the Rabbit Hole News, where they're dealing with some things that happened there. Look at some of my old content about it and what has happened, and then you'll understand why there were people that were upset, including myself. I try very hard on the internet to live by don't be a jerk mentality. I mean, it's one thing. I love to play and joke and stuff like that. I got a dad sense of humor. I mean, it's just that simple. Chad, why don't you ever take a shower with a Pokemon?
Oh, I've never considered it. Maybe.
Because they'll Pikachu.
Oh, okay. Thought it was a real question. I'm like, oh, how am I going to answer this?
Don't want to laugh. Here you go. Hubby passed gas, ran away, screaming, "Daddy, you stinky thing!" And that's the thing is that my children are the most important people. You know, they are my future. They are my step towards, I don't know what the eternal life. We pass our life on to our children through parenting, through our soul. Our children are our commitment to the world. And that's why as parents, we have to be the best parents that we can. Now my kids are adults. They're making their own way. My focus now is on me and mama. And that's the big thing. So he's a good person, but also doesn't want to let others shine. And he can be a hypocrite. I'm a huge fan of Rocco, but can't ignore his shortcomings. Wow. There you go. I'm not going after him or his family. Had he changed near the end, I would have too. I'm just voicing my opinion, not hating in any way. Ushi, you're allowed to have your feelings. Don't apologize. Okay? Just because your feelings are different from mine or they're different from Chad's or anybody else in the chat, you're allowed to have your own feelings. Okay? And that's the reality of it is there's nothing wrong with you having feelings and feeling the way that you do. You have your own reasons for it. Your reasons are going to be different from mine. They're going to be different from Chad's. They're going to be different from Sir Carapidus or from Miriam. But you have a right to have your feelings. Don't feel you don't. Cookie, you can't say hello because you've been mean. Yeah. You've refused to bring us some good cooking. That's why. Let's see. Next level. Also, thank you so much. And Nebulous. Chad Marilee says you're funny.
Thank you very much.
There you go. Your grandkids, that's for you. I don't have any grandkids. Believe me, I would love so much to be a grandfather. I really would. I want to be Papa so bad. I want to be the crazy grandfather that the grandkids they know that when they're around Papa, they're going to learn how to do a whole bunch of different stuff. Papa's crazy. Papa does all kinds of funny stuff. That I want to be a Papa so bad. Believe me, I really do. That to me, I think that it would be the crowning achievement is the fact, that my children go on to becoming parents themselves. Yeah, keep rubbing it in, Marilee. Keep rubbing it in. DOA is a fraud. How are you doing tonight? Thank you for being here. So, all right, folks. So, the thing is, going to say it again. Mike passing, I truly feel for his wife and his children. And I also feel for Leah. I feel for anyone that he touched and was important in their life. I really do. No matter how anyone feels about the last few months of what has happened, And something I've been thinking about as of lately also, has the illness made a mark in how that he's handled things? Has Could that possibly one reason why things were handled the way that they were? I also feel for Miriam. I feel for Jamie Mustard. I feel for Daniel Mustard. I feel for anyone that is a former Scientologist that went through horrible traumas in that human trafficking cesspool of a cult that it is. And my heart goes out to all of them. No matter what you think about me, I'm not this horrible, evil person that some people have tried to make me out to be. The fact is that I do care about people. I do want to see good in people. And even when people say horrible things about me, I still try not to come out and say things back to them. I would rather leave things with how you never know what's going to happen next week. People can change, and the person that's attacking you now could be coming back and wanting to be your friend in a short amount of time. It's all in how you handle what they've said and how far they went and what they did to try to go at you. And you just have to think about it, where you want to stand, how you think. There you go, DJ. That's a good one. Do I think Mike did terrible things to Scientology? Yes. Do I mourn his loss? Yes. I think that's how a lot of us feel. There you go, Marjan. Thank you. I really appreciate that, hon. I really do. And I thank you all for being here. Chad, you got any closing thoughts for us tonight?
Oh, just that's a tough one. This is a tough one, John. Like I said, whatever side of the table you're on, it's hard. That's
Right.
about it.
Yeah, and I'll finish on what I was saying, folks. It's way too complicated. I think we all have a lot of mixed feelings, and it's just one big blender of things that are going on, and we have to realize in ourselves how we feel about it. And I think that we all have to make it right in our own heads one way or another. It's that simple. Whether you are happy, whether you're unhappy, whether you feel sorry, whether you feel for his family or not, it's all comes down to you and what you feel. Your feelings are valid no matter how you feel, folks. Your feelings are valid. All right. No one has a right to tell you you don't have valid feelings. And no one has a right to tell you that your words don't mean anything. And I forget who it was earlier that said, they felt that their words didn't mean much. Your words do mean something. They mean it here. We're listening, and we appreciate you. And thank you so much for being here, folks. Thank you all for all the positive. Thank you for all the understanding and sharing your true feelings. And I see that our girl Alex with Down the Rabbit Hole News is live right now. If you guys want to jump over there, Rabbit's been having a hard time, folks. And if you haven't seen it, Rabbit's really been affected by some things that are going on. Not everybody's got skin of a rhino like I do. I don't give a crap. All right. People want to hate on me. They're going to hate on me. I can't make people like me. All I can do is be me. And if you don't like me, you are 100% legitimate your feelings for not liking me. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. And I can handle all that. Like I said night before last, the one thing I can't handle is leave the innocence out of it. Leave people's children out of it. They don't deserve that, no matter how you feel about a person. And as always, folks, life's too short to live it in anger. All right. So just remember, life is short. You get one shot, make it count.